Okay, thank you. All right, guys. So during the last week, um, and yeah, I guess it's been like several months already. I'm seeing that there are lots of people building their profile and asking for feedback. So I decided I can give you a template or a guide, some blueprint on how to create an optimized profile. And right now we're not speaking about the keywords and we're not speaking about the positioning, but I would say it's a structure on how to build an optimized profile, and these guides can be applied to any service, any kind of specialization. So these are more like general recommendations on how to build an optimized profile on Upwork. So I've put together tips for. Oh, okay. Eduardo is driving and listening to us. It's okay, Eduardo. All right. So I've put together some tips for every profile part. And I guess we're going to cover some of them, not the whole Upwork profile. But today we'll discuss the most important parts of having optimized profile. So this will be the basics for you. I'm going to share the file. Okay. And guys, reminding you, you can interrupt me, stop me, ask questions, or if you can share some of your experience on Upwork, you're welcome. So let's start with the profile photo. Hi, Sebastian, welcome. So the following tips are recommended for a professional Upwork profile photo. And by the way, by saying professional, it is no longer needed a suitcase or any kind of, tie, a professional thing. Nothing. But a photo with a natural and indirect lighting is typically the best choice for taking a great headshot. And you need to zoom in the way your face can be seen in the search results. Because in search results, you know that your headshot is going to be really small. So you better do not take too much of your photo. It should be a headshot, a head, simply said, a head. A nice smiling picture isn't easy to go. Always smile is welcome, and we remember people love people, and you seem very friendly and approachable when you smile. So a genuine smile, it should be a genuine one, will help you to seem more trustworthy and friendly. And I want to add something about the background. A light background is working better than a dark one. And you can use the Upwork's color theme or something close to it. And it seems like you are more available because the green color is, it seems like it is more approachable. So I really recommend trying this tactic. Now about video introduction. Well, there are several approaches of video introduction. Some people might use it for introducing their work if they have something to show in a video style, but I really recommend you use this only for introduction purposes. So use your own voice, your own face, preferably your face on the camera, even though you can also use the slideshow and just telling your client about yourself, about the process, etc. But it is much preferred that your face is shown on the camera. And put the focus on the process, not about you. A small introduction is fine, but make sure you tell about how you work, especially what kind of results or profit you can bring to your clients, okay? What kind of results they can achieve and how it would feel working with you. So the combination of clarity plus personality will make it feel a lot more authentic and compelling. As we say about profile descriptions, profile overviews, again, starting with a hook that speaks to your client pain point or to the client result they're seeking, um, will bring their attention. So it is recommended to start with a clear hook that will pinpoint your clients, the outcomes your clients are looking for. And it is much recommended to speak casually, confidently, as if you're talking to a real person. So my advice is that forget that you are taking a video, a special video introduction on Upwork. Imagine that you are talking to a real person and it will really sound friendly and genuine. And there are several points I recommend you cover in your video introduction. So first of all, who are you? A very brief story about yourself. It's preferably a story, not just, I am this specialist and I have this kind of experience. If you can tell your story, that will make people remember about you. What services do you offer? What are your accomplishments in your field? How are you going to help your client's business? And a clear call to action. And I want to put some emphasis on the call to action because very long call to actions, very wordy ones, can make your clients feel that this was just another sentence. So be very brief and very clear on the next step your client need to take to start working with you or to initiate a conversation. Guys, I want to stop here and I want, I don't know, one of you to say how much their video introduction fits into this formula. Who wants to take the turn?
Jair, maybe. Jair, any updates on video profile, video introduction? Not around. Hello, hello, Jair.
Hello there.
Hey,
Hi,
man.
Louis.
Hey, what's the question again?
Video introduction. Any progress on your video introduction? Any thoughts on that?
Right. In this moment, I haven't the opportunity to review all. I need to get in the zone about that. I think today I'm going to start with our stuffs.
Nice, nice, nice. Gotcha. Edu, welcome, welcome. Nice hat, man. Let's talk about video introduction. What are your thoughts on Upwork video introduction?
One of the most important things to keep you selling um your as an expert on the matter, right? So you have to do it good, you have to do it well. Make sure it is short or brief, not short, brief, but concise, right? Uh Stuff that I already posted over here in the school is try not to stutter, try not to look nervous. I know it's difficult. I myself recorded like 4 times, maybe 10, more than like 10 to do the first time I did. And try to include, try sound confident, right? Try to look at the screen when you talk or to people. It's not like you're going to talk over there around and to the left. So concise, show you are an expert. Don't brag about it. Just be humble and expose what you can do. Expose like you have an issue or you have a wall to be painted. Now I can be your painted over there. So I have painted or whatever stuff like that. Or I can create yourself. I can set you up on the paint job in your house for in the next 2 weeks a very quality thing, whatever, right? Sounds credible to me.
Hell yeah, good stuff. Sebastian Tovar, I want to hear. What are your thoughts in terms of video introduction? Sebastian Tovar.
Hello, guys. Yeah, I just got started with the Upwork module, but I've done a video introduction before for other things, and well, it's really difficult. As Eduardo said, you probably had to record it 10 or more times, and always try to be confident. I agree with the brief introduction about yourself. I never done it in the way that Christine says. So, like, well, tell your story. I try to focus more in a professional way, but yeah, that's great. Try to be more personal. Maybe would create more confidence in the clients.
Thanks for sharing. Maricel, you were raising a hand. Please, your turn.
Yes, hello. Yes, I want to add that the last weekend I take my professional photo, I upload to my Upload profile. I
Mhm.
hope to follow all of these guides. And also I tried to record my video introduction, but was a fail. I tried to record or I recorded at five different five different times. And yeah, it don't work. So I feel so nervous, or I pass a lot of time talking about other things. And yeah, probably I will try to record again, probably this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, regarding being nervous when doing the video introduction, uh, I myself were practicing this, guys. I want to share with you. So I imagined myself talking to a real person as if I'm being interviewed, as if I'm a very important person, and I don't know, New York Times invited me or CNN inviting me to give this interview. So this is very like important place I'm going and I'm someone important, so I need to prepare for my interview. But actually there is someone who is interviewing me, and I have this really brief this really short time, let's say up to 1 minute. So I need to take this time and give as much important information as I can. Not about me, yes. One part is going to be my story. If I can do the storytelling part, that's great. But the video introduction should be about your client. It should communicate the value you bring to the table of your client. So I kind of practicing this, preparing like I'm talking to someone, and I have really short time to demonstrate the value I can bring for my client, and putting the emphasis on the outcomes I can give them, the not just the services I can provide, but the results we can achieve together, working together, and also showing some personality, showing myself, because I am not only the work I deliver, I am this person who they're going to work with. And a lot of their satisfaction will depend lots of on my the way I communicate, the way I present the work, the way I take their input, and make a result for them. So it's not just about your services, but about the outcomes you can achieve together, but also bringing your personality into this video, because the actual goal of this video is people can see you talking, people can see you moving, can see you explaining, telling about yourself. I think the main purpose is just they want to know more about you. They want to know you more as a person, even though we are talking about professional services and a professional platform. So I really recommend not just starting the video, but doing this practice of, talking to an actual person. If you have a friend who can sit there and you can practice with them, that is even better. Carlos, what did you share with us?
Thanks. So for everyone on call, Maricel, that's starting out, also Jair, who's starting out, Paulino too. We have a little bit of a kind of like a database, and I send one, two, three, four different links. This will take you to school, and then we have members who did a really good video introduction, so you can go easy for inspiration. How did they prepared? What did they say? So that you don't feel like you have to create this super original video by yourself. Just a little bit of inspiration.
Yes, thank you, Carlos. Okay, guys, I think we can go ahead with the specialized profiles. So lots of you already tried to create specialized profiles. For the ones who haven't done it yet, a brief introduction of specialized profiles on Upwork. So the Upwork has this general profile, the all work profile, and you have the opportunity to add the specialized profiles. If you guys can see my profile, I have here the all work profile, and I have 2 specializations. So the purpose of the specialized profiles is to give the client more specific services on several specializations. So in my case, it is SEO and marketing strategy. But most of the time, I recommend using these specializations to give your client different versions of your positioning. So with all work profile, for example, you can position yourself as a broad service provider. For example, in tech fields, it can be like full stack development, and the deliverables, for example, mobile applications, web applications. So a broad positioning. And you can use the specialized profiles to give more niche focus or to give more focus on certain tools that your ideal client can be interested in. So using the specializations for different versions of your positioning, having in mind your typical client or your desired client, or I like to call it your ideal client. So I really recommend you create all 3 profiles. You have 3 profiles so that you could present yourself in different ways. And let's go back to general tips. So you need to take into account, yes, Sebastian?
I just wanted to ask about what if I have two different skills that that you can consider them totally independent or opposite. Is it recommended to have a specialized profile, or will it be confusing for the client to see that, or they will just see the profile that we share?
Can you specify the skills that you find too different?
Yeah, for example, I am a front-end developer in React and React Native, but also I'm expert in automating processes with Python.
Automations. So, okay, these are different, but these are somehow related. So it is still fine to have just 2 different specializations.
Okay.
Yeah, not a problem, not a confusion. Every time you're applying for a job, you can select a certain specialized profile or the all work profile. Every time you're selecting a profile when applying. So you can have these 3 different positioning with 3 different profiles. And when you see the front-end job, the requirements are React and React Native, you're applying with front-end profile. Next time you're applying for automations, apply with automations profile, right? So when they open your proposal and they're going down and they see your profile, they will see selected the specialized profile that you selected in the proposal. So as long as these are not like 2 different categories, For example, if you'd say like front end and search engine optimization, then I myself as a client would like doubt if I want to work with you because these are too different and they're too far from each other. But if the services are somehow related and just logically you can be great in both, yes, you're welcome to have these specializations with two specialized profiles.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Maricel, please.
Yes, I have a question because, for example, the majority of my experience is working with finance and retail industry, but I don't like to add these, I don't know, industries into my profile because I feel that I limit, I don't know, another type of industries, like, for example, insurance or healthcare or something like that. I don't know if it is recommended to have, I don't know, like a more general profile, another with broadly finance industry, and another one with retail. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a great question. Really great question about specializing, like narrowing down your niche. So you need to choose your directions, your niche focus, based on several things. Your experience, what are you great at, what industry you have the skill set very developed, where are you an expert already in your field, even though you're new on Upwork. But there should be your desire working in this specific field. If you feel like there are some other fields that are more interesting to you, but again, you can be confident in these fields, and also there is demand on these niches on Upwork, and there is room to specialize, you can go for this narrow specialization. For example, okay, you are interested in, let's say, insurance, and you're going and searching for jobs on Upwork. And if you can see like 10 jobs per day, very fresh jobs, and that are 100% matching to your qualifications, to your profile, you can think about specializing for this interest, for this industry, having a niche focus of insurance. But if there are not enough jobs out there, then this may be like narrowing too much down your audience and not having not being able to get invited from many clients or finding those relevant jobs for you. Because when you are deciding on your specialization, I'm sorry. When you are deciding on your specialization, you need to make sure you're covering some target audience that can find you a go-to expert. Okay, so why you are specializing, why you are narrowing down your audience, because you want to be a go-to expert for your desired clients. And I call them for your ideal clients. So they do not take time to understand if you can help them. They just check your profile and they say, this person is doing exactly what I'm looking for. So you are already pre-qualifying yourself. When they reach out to you, they already decided that you can help them, and they're just trying to know you better or the outcome you can provide. But you're giving this clarity with your specialization. So think about your natural strength, your industry expertise, your past experiences, your educational background, everything that makes you this person today, and also put together it with the demand on Upwork, on a specific freelance platform, which is Upwork. If you can see fresh jobs for this desired industry, yes, you can go with this specialization. And by the way, guys, you don't have to choose one specialization. As we said, you can go for 3 different positioning. Yes, please, Carlos.
Let's go. Good to see everyone active. Good questions, Eduardo, and comments. Jorge Lopez, good to see you. Samuel, Paulino, good to see everyone on call. I just want to say sometimes I like to exaggerate things. So, guys, for us, for Lucine and I, to get this idea across, of the importance and relevance and how imperative is that your profile is optimized, the best way that I can explain is you need to provide the prospect or the client, the other person in the other side of the world, not the other side of the screen, almost a religious experience. Your profile has to align to their needs to the point in which they feel almost as if you were the chosen one. And that this can be manufactured. If you do the market research, if you use the keyword research, the document that we have, if you really pay attention to 22, 50, 33, 55 different job postings and you see the words that they use, what they look for, and you find the patterns, you can give them the experience as if you were the chosen one. Almost the too good to be true type of experience. That clear? Give me a one in the chat if that's clear. Be the chosen one. Be the chosen one. Be the chosen.
Yeah, I have a comment on that. I have had a few experiences in which that happens. And yeah, what is ideal is for it to feel like a sweet tailor for the client. If they ask for something, ideally to point to either a previous job on Upwork where I did the same job he's asking for, or to reference a rip on GitHub or something on my portfolio that describes exactly what they asked about.
Precisely. Yeah. So, and to remind everyone on call, the number one outcome for us as freelancers within the Upwork marketplace is to book a call with them. We optimize the profile, we optimize the proposal, we optimize our portfolio and our online portfolio and everything so that we can book a call, friends. Make it easier for them to book a call with you. That's it. Lucine, continue, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to read Eduardo's comment. Yeah, he's saying, I was thinking this because you say you specialize in real estate in one profile, but in the other profiles, you say you specialize in finance or health. You might lose credibility. I think it depends on the service we're talking about. So if we talk about, for example, creating websites, you can be great at creating websites in real estate and also in finance and in health. But if this is something like very specific and you can be great in both industries, have this deep knowledge and be the go-to expert, yes, you will lose the credibility. So just think about it, I guess, like logically and even intuitively. How would clients comprehend this information? Will they find that these two industry backgrounds can come together? If you think that, yes, it's still fine, yeah, go for different industry focuses. But yes, if these are two separate industries and this kind of a service is like very specific and very attached to an industry, your knowledge and expertise, then no, don't go for it. But usually, this is not a very critical thing on Upwork. You can go for different industries. It's just, you're using your option of like having targeting a specific audience. So my thinking is you need to just think about the services you're providing and if the industries are too far from each other or are related. Okay, let's go to profile rates. This is a very interesting part. So again, we're considering the super match job post, but what I recommend doing is not just tracking and checking the client budget, but your competitor bids. And you can see your competitor bids if you have the Freelancer Plus subscription. Why I recommend not checking the client budget? Because most of the time they select the budget that is offered by the system. So whenever they post a job, and it's an hourly job especially, Upwork suggests a range, a budget range of hourly rates. And it says that it is extracted from the freelancers in a specific category. And right now, because there are so many like cheap offers on the marketplace, this range is very low for like any service and any service category. That's why I do not recommend looking into client budget. Of course, take it into consideration. If you want to play on the rate, if you want to compete on the price, but I really recommend you check the competitor bids, which you can see with freelancer profile. Also consider your direct competitors' rate in your service category. Not the starters, but usually I consider the established freelancers who deliver the same quality. For example, you see that you are also an expert in your field, and this person is also an expert, so you're kind of in a on the same level. Even though you are a newbie on Upwork, you need to consider their rates. You cannot take their rates, but you need to keep all this in your mind: your competitor bids, your direct competitors' rates. So when starting, I recommend you choose a rate that is close to the average of competitor bids. And usually when you gather this list of your direct competitors, actually the average of bids is like almost every time matching to your direct competitor's average hourly rate. So I really challenge you doing this exercise. Just put together some ideal job posts, put together the bid ranges of your competitors, and then collect a list of direct competitors and find the average rates and see how close they are. So as a starter, I do not recommend going for low rates, do not recommend going for high rates. I recommend going closer to the average rates. And if you have a strong positioning and strong focus, you can go for higher average rate. And I tried this many times, guys. This really works. Even though you're starting a profile, you can start with higher average rate. I'm not saying like this can work for anyone. So I guess there is some psychology as well in your rate. So sometimes you're not confident if you can go with this rate. So confidence plays a huge role in this. And how can you be confident? Again, with your specific expertise, with your portfolio, the results you already had with previous clients or in a previous company you worked in. When you have specific outcomes in your mind that you know you can deliver for this specific client, you have the confidence. And you're working and improving your profile rate with their feedback. For example, you're starting to receive great feedback for your services, and you see that you're charging, for example, average, but there is like lots of great reviews. You're starting to increase it, but doing it naturally and gradually. So let's say going $5, $10, not very like big steps. But in my opinion, the most important factor that you can already increase your rate is your client's feedback and the demand for your services. If there are lots of messages, lots of inquiries for your services, of course, you can increase the rate more rapidly, like shrinking the list of the leads and leaving the most qualified ones. But you need to practice this as you go. Guys, I don't recommend taking like big steps on this. Just hear the feedback of your client and refine your rate. Of course, keeping the eye on the market trends, the competitors, and the job posts out there on the platform. And this is an interesting topic, guys. I want you to share about your experience, how you decided on your profile rates. Jaime, can you go this time?
Yes, sure. So initially I was charging 35, um, and as I have gotten more clients, I have increased my rates, but um, something that you might experience, or at least this has been what I have been thinking lately, is that initially, even if you get paid more than what you earn in your job, you might feel like you are like getting more of value or a better compensation for your work. But at least that is a tension that is happening for me, is that um, as I work more with each client, and I see the value that I can offer, and I get to, for example, hear their stories or what they are trying to do with their business. Um, I can see more how difficult it is for them to find talent,
Mhm.
competent talent, or someone who cares. Um, and yeah, eventually I feel like I should be charging more. And it is weird because again, the first clients were like trying to get a bigger scope in the contract and paying less. But then the most recent clients, they are comfortable with my new high rate, which now it's 43, I think. Uh, and yes, that is an experience that I am having. Um,
Thank you. Thanks, Jaime.
yep.
So to sum up what you said, so you kind of feel or heard their feedback about your services, and you understand that it is very hard for them to find competent talent that is also caring for their business. So you started feeling like how much value you bring to the table. So it's not just your service that you're doing, but you put there your personality, the way you communicate, yeah, the way you care about their project. So this all adds up to your prices.
Yes, and sorry, I have one experience to add on top of that. Actually, two stories. One is a client that hired me to do some installation on his server, and it took me a bit more than I expected, but I did deliver, and in the end, he was able to hire other developers in other regions of the world. But 2 days after I delivered what we agreed to, he reached out to me because something was failing. So after investigating more, I found that many of the developers on his team do not understand how to operate within AWS. So some one of his developers did a misconfiguration, which blocked the access to the server for all of the team. And because of that mistake, that was not mine, um, his team was stopped for about 2 days. So again, having me on board was valuable to them. And yeah, that is the first story. And the other one is about a contract that I lost. It was a 5K dollars for a 3 weeks project. And um, this client, I follow up with him even after he rejected me about a month later. And he wanted me to do an assessment or a review of the work that his more junior developers were doing. And actually, I delivered that last night. And what I found is that, again, because of the their misconfiguration, they were over provisioning resources. So they were spending like $10,000 a year. Um, and yeah, they did not have the technical experience to detect this problem. So whatever they paid me in the end was paid by itself, or the cost was covered because of the findings of my research. Um, so yeah, don't charge more. That is my advice.
Yeah, nice story. Actually, why I like this story because you included some numbers there. So you have the calculation in your mind, how much you're saving money for the client. So you know the outcome in dollars. That is much better when you're thinking about how much you should charge. So
Yes,
this is not, yeah, easy all the time, but it is much recommended trying to understand what kind of financial impact you're bringing to the table.
yes, and oh, sorry, I have even one more story that is also relevant. And again, I need to update my posts on the school platform. But last Monday, 2 days ago, I closed a client, and they also wanted me to improve their cloud environment. And within 2 months, their bill went from $20,000 to $35,000. So again, I am optimizing their cloud infrastructure. So even if they pay me $10,000 after 2 or 3 months, they are spending less money, and they are getting a good return on their investment.
Mhm.
So yeah, that is the other story that I wanted to share.
Thank you. Yeah, you mentioned the great keyword that anyone can use, return on investment. Just try to calculate how much return on investment your service can bring for your client. This is a great thing when you have some numbers in your head. This is great to have when negotiating with the client or setting up your profile rates. Guys, anyone sharing about their experience on rates or questions?
I just want to add the fact that just we as freelancers, we have kind of like a freelancing or consultation career. So we start as junior freelancers, let's say, or virtual consultants or agency owners. And then we go through the ups and downs of, just like Jaime shared, maybe my rates are too low, and then I get some kind of clients who want to take advantage of me, or the negotiation wasn't 100% clear. So then I go through these experiences, and I start to learn more and more and more. The more senior I become as a freelancer or business owner, the clearer it is for me the impact of my services on their business. So then I'm 100% clear of the value. So then the price is clear. What's interesting is that clients also have their own journey in terms of what it's like to hire freelancers or building teams 100% online. And it's what's so funny is when we start selling our services online, we feel a little bit afraid. Is this a scam, or is this a lie? Am I good enough? All this invisible scripts. Clients also have their own invisible scripts. And it is interesting that they go through these experiences in which, just like Jaime said, they think they're super smart because they'll be hiring the $10 an hour Indian. Months go by and the project is a shit show, and then they have to go find Jaime or whoever that's in this call right now, and then they have to pay triple the price on top of the technical depth of the previous team. So then they learn. So what's funny, and what I want everyone to understand is, like, most experienced clients will respect your price because they already went through the process of hiring cheap, not competent talent. So respect your price. That's it.
Thank you very much, Carlos. This reminded me some part of my experience on Upwork, which I want to share with you guys. So remember that the client is the person who already talked to your competitors, right? You're checking their profiles, you're doing your research, but your client already talked to your competitors, and they have this more broad, more real impression of your competitors. And very often they are the people who encourage you and raise your confidence, because they're saying, well, I talked to, let's say, 3-4 people, and your offer is the more clear and the more professional one. Or your offer only makes sense to me. So actually, these are the people that raise your confidence with their comments, because these are people who talk to your competitors, and if they chose you, there is a reason that they chose you. So you are winning a battle among your competitors, and this actually increases your confidence based on your client feedback. You're not asking, but they eventually compare you and your services and the experience with you, and give a review when talking to you during the project, not like when you deliver the project. So one time there was this situation when I got ill. So in the middle of the project, I and my baby girl, we were ill. And I was saying to my client, I'm so sorry, I can't continue like in a week or something. And I was saying, I don't want to sound unprofessional. I'm really doing my best, but right now I need to interrupt the work. And she said to me, you do not imagine how great you're doing. Even with this, family emergencies, you are doing just great. I'm working with several freelancers, and no one cares as much as you do, even though the delivery time suffered because of this thing. So this kind of words, they seem to be simple, but they really encourage you to know your value. And it is usually beyond the services you provide. It is usually within your personality, within your approach of, overall approaching people. Yes, people buy people, people love people. Yeah, so this was a great experience overall for me to have, to listen to my clients saying this kind of words. Yeah, that was beautiful. Okay, let's discuss also the profile titles part. So I'll bring for you several formulas, even though you can use like as many different combinations as you can think about. It's just you have the limitation of 70 characters for each profile title. That's why you need to be really selective, really careful, and strategic. So there are several things you need to cover with your profile title. It is usually who you are, what you do, the problems you solve, your target niche, and tech you use. These are the most common things. And I want to give you 3 types of formulas, and you can see how the different versions of one specialist. So as an example, I took a full stack developer who is building web applications, who uses the framework React, and who specializes in healthcare niche. So the first formula, the specialty, full stack developer, what you deliver, scalable web applications, your tech or framework you use, React, and the target niche, healthcare. So guys, if I put it here, hold on. I want to show how many characters it is. Yeah, so it's 62 characters. I still have space. So with one title, I could cover the specialty, my niche focus, this one. The specialty, what I deliver, the niche focus, the tech I use. The next example, the niche plus specialty. So you're putting together the niche and the specialty. This is different. What you deliver, the tech or framework you use. Healthcare software engineer. So I'm putting together the niche and my specialty. I deliver scalable web applications, and my framework is React. And this one is This one is 62 characters. Yeah, I actually have space, so maybe I can add more tech-related keywords. And the third one, the service plus what you deliver and the tech framework you use. So here I have full stack development, healthcare software I deliver, and the tech I use React and MongoDB. So here I added also a database. Again, you're doing your research and extracting the most important keywords, your target keywords from your research, because you see your client is using these words in the job titles that they post. Okay, if when you are checking 20 to 30 jobs, you actually always see the pattern. You see that, let's say 80% of them say, I'm looking for a full stack developer who can deliver a scalable web application in healthcare niche. So all the important keywords are already there in the job title. So check the vast number of jobs and you'll definitely see the pattern. And I'm happy that you're tech professionals, so you're probably good at mathematics. Just do the mathematics and see what phrases, what kind of keywords are appearing most of the time, and just make your decision based on this data. What I really like on Upwork is you can have a real data based on the jobs posted out there on the marketplace. Okay, and when you have your keywords, just make sure you cover targeted title keywords with 3 profiles, 2 specialized profiles and all work profile. That I think we'll continue discussing other profile parts during our next session. So right now, what are your thoughts on this, guys? The profile titles, what is your experience? How did you decided on putting together your profile titles? Eduardo Herrera.
Well, for me, has been a data driven. I have a collection of all the titles. So I kind of asked GPT with the, well, I'll use Copilot actually. And I asked for what's the most used phrases or word in those titles for the jobs I apply. Obviously, is Azure. There are people who are very specific of what they're looking for, right? Like a DevOps or Azure DevOps specialist or something. But most of them are kind of a, how do you say, generic? Just as Azure. I just need an Azure engineer or Azure Cloud. So that's what I've been applying to my titles, data-driven words basically on it. But I do in my title I specialize on a niche specifically. I don't like for example, I don't call myself a cloud engineer because I don't touch any other clouds other than Azure. Pretty much.
Okay, so you chose your specialization based on the tool you're using, right?
Correct. Yes, pretty much. So still though, I'm still getting recommendations from work from the Upwork platform just to go in AWS, right? And when I review the offer stuff like that, it's because they're kind of using a cloud engineer title.
Yeah.
And inside of the information, they says we're looking for AWS cloud engineer. So now I know that's not for me. But on the title, it's just cloud engineers, generic stuff. So when I do my searches on proposals and stuff like that, or when I review my emails, most of them are coming from Azure as well. And I keep hitting the like or the heart favorite button over here on the save jobs just to let the algorithm, this is a good for me. And I don't know if it's the other opposite. This is like a thumbs down to show the algorithm doesn't show me any more jobs about profiling on a boys or do things like that.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, this is another great way of specializing with the tool, with a specific tool you're using. And what do you feel like about the demand on this specific tool? Do you see that there are like enough number of fresh jobs you can apply daily?
Not sometimes. Sometimes I went out like, and it feels like I'm repeating one question though. Now you mentioned that is how what would the what is your recommendation on jobs that when I'm looking they're not very like 2 or 3 days old. It's like they have like 2 week since being posted. So I don't know if their job keeps active, if that guy keep looking for. When I see proposals, I see they haven't opened any proposals lately. So I don't know if I go ahead and spend my connects on that proposal, so I just kept it, or what were your thoughts on that part? And I'm gonna add another question on top of that is, I don't know how many connects out there increase depending on the people bidding on that proposal, or my question is specifically for that one is if I get first to that, am I the first might I be the first bidder on that proposal? Not exactly a bidder, but it would cost me some kind of connects. Am I get cheaper? Am I get lower connects to spend, or if I get the last, that connects are gonna raise up. It's gonna be more connects for my.
Mhm.
So I have two questions on that one over there. So
So let's start
oh,
with the first question. Yes. So the first question was, is it worth it to apply for all jobs? And the answer to this is the bigger percentage you get of good proposals or replies to your proposal is when you bid for the job that are posted, preferably within 30 minutes. But if you are checking the jobs daily, you're probably applying daily and you will not need to apply for, let's say, for a job that is posted 3 days ago, right? So if you are checking for job posts, let's say 2 times a day, which should be the best time of your client, your desired client posting, you should not leave there some old jobs. But still, if you see there are some old jobs that the client is not viewing proposals, check the client history to see if they have a great hiring history. For example, if they have like 80% plus hiring rate, then maybe you need to consider this. But if there are some fresh jobs that you can apply, you do not want to waste time on the others. So you'd better apply for jobs that are just posted and not spending times on old jobs. So this is also connected to your second question. If you are bidding and you are the first, so this will help you when your client is active at the time they post the job. And my experience shows that when they post the job, they will at least check for 30 minutes to see who is applying for their job. If still you're outbid, and you will be outbid, because when you're first to bid for the first place and there are lots of other freelancers applying for this job, yes, they're going to take the first positions. But if your client already saw your face there when first checking the first proposals, they're likely to remember your face. They will have this, they will remember that you are a pioneer in the proposals list. Yes, please.
you created another question with that answer. Thank you. So
Sure.
basically, now it's kind of little foggy for me to understand what's the difference between the connects I'm spending every time I do
Mhm.
a proposal, send a proposal, versus the bidding, because there's another section on the bottom when you do a
Yeah,
proposal
sure.
that is a bid. You can go ahead and bid. So that means that when the client gets my proposal, well,
Mhm.
I mean, somehow Upwork is going to show it. It's not going to show it as it's going to send him an email anyway, right? Says, hey, this guy just applied. your job, right? Pretty much, right? So what's Connects had to do with it? How am I how is that presented to the client to put me down on the queue? I don't understand that part.
Okay, so we use the phrase bidding for, in other words, we can say applying. Okay, so I'm gonna say applying so that there is no confusion. No confusion. Okay, so when you're applying, you're using connects. Okay, but when there you see the bidding part, you're setting a bid. So this is the boosting part. When you are setting a certain bid, you are boosting your proposal. So you are paying additional connects. Okay, the job can be like 15 connects, for example, and you are putting there some additional, let's say, 10 connects for you to appear on the first positions in the proposal list. So there is a set number of connects you can apply, and you can boost your proposal adding these bids, another additional number of connects to be on the first positions of the proposals list.
So maybe
And
it's because lack of experience as the client over there, but basically you said the client Upwork is going to show like a dashboard, and if there was 10 of us, right? The number one recommended by Upwork is going to be the highest bidder.
it is showing boosted. It is
Okay.
showing his first positions, and it is saying boosted. So the client does know that someone paid additional connects to be on the first positions.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
But
it's
not
not
necessarily shows in as it's just like when you Google search and you see the advertiser pay for links, right? And then you got the real
quite
result.
similar. Yes, quite similar. So
Okay.
you know this is advertising. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I would
It's
not
just to
say
make them click first in in the number one list, pretty much, right? To make sure that I get hook up the client first in the list. That's basically what I'm
that.
looking for with
I
that.
would not say this, like the psychology will be the same as with Google Ads. Because when we see the Google Ads, we think, okay, this is advertising. This might be not relevant at all to the search. But on Upwork, this is super relevant, because if someone is putting their initial additional connects, they are paying higher, then they're sure they can take this project from A to Z. They can deliver value. They can deliver quality work. So this is not gonna be the same as our impression of Google Ads, the results that bring with Google Ads. So I'm not saying they will, hesitate if this is the one we need to work with. It's just another person who pays more. No, I guess they will always pay attention to the first positions. That's my feeling. But yes, 100%, they know that this is boosted and the freelancer paid more. But there is another badge that Upwork gives you, which is the best match badge on the proposal. It is when your profile and your proposal is a match to the job post. Okay, so this is kind of an organic way, and this is a badge that a system gives to your proposal, so that client knows that this freelancer is literally matching their job post.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, thank you as well.
Sorry, I have something to add. In my experience, what I have noticed is that submitting a proposal within the first minutes or seconds or right after it is published, at least for me, it has had a bigger effect. So I am not always hired, but those proposals tend to get more view. And also, there is some random factor because not all of the jobs get a lot of proposals. So, for example, there are some jobs for which I am a good match, but there are 50 proposals in the end or in total. Uh, but there are others where, for example, I can apply 1 or 2 days or a few hours after it has been posted. But since they only get two, no, up to 5 or 10 proposals, I definitely get seen, and many times I get contacted. Um, so there is like not a silver bullet, but yeah, everything you can do to improve your chances, it's worth doing.
Yeah, so to sum up what Jaime is saying, that whenever you apply very quickly, there are, even if you're not boosting your proposal, there are very few people out there. So you are definitely seen if your client is actively checking the proposals at that moment. So yes, it's definitely worth it to put your time on the fresh jobs. Okay, and I want to add Sebastian's comment, and we'll end on this. He's saying you use your valuable connects to boost the proposal because you are confident you're a good fit for this job. That's how it's different from an ad. Sounds right? Yeah, sounds perfect, Sebastian. Thanks for your comment. That actually makes sense. Okay, guys, this was another wonderful session with you. I enjoyed my evening with you. I see you in a week, and you have a great day.
You too. Bye bye, team. Let's go.
Bye-bye, guys.
Ciao, ciao.